Hi, this is Joel Mooneyham, retired captain from the Escambia County Sheriff's Office. I retired in 2006 after 32 years of community service with the Sheriff's Office, and I am very pleased to be here today, although be it by phone, to endorse my nephew, one of my favorite people, Mark Taylor, for state representative, to go to Tallahassee to represent us. You know, I've been fortunate enough to watch Mark Taylor grow up from strong roots of his family, my sister's son, and I knew that he was headed for big things all along. And he is a tireless worker on behalf of the community. He has represented us well in his endeavors. The first term that comes to mind when I talk about Mark Taylor is service above self, and that's what he is all about. He is about service. You know, my favorite Mark Taylor story is years ago when the tsunami hit over in the Far East. Mark went to the airport within a short period of time and popped his money up on the counter basically and said, "Take me over there where that tsunami hit. I want to help those people." Spent the next several weeks over there in foreign land, spending money out of his own pockets to fix wells and do everything that he could to help those people over there without regard to the financial implications for himself. So he puts others first, and that's why I think that he would make an excellent representative. He comes from a family of strong morals. He's going to represent the people. Too often today, we see it all the time, our representatives go to Tallahassee or Washington, D.C. and don't represent the people. Mark Taylor knows how important it is for him to carry the voice of the public to Tallahassee, and he will do that. His tireless energy and past endeavors with Reverend John Powell and Truth for You, and also the Pensacola World Changers, proves that he has stepped up to a point that he is ready now to lead in Tallahassee. And we should take advantage as voters of this opportunity to send this young man to Tallahassee. I'll guarantee you won't be going wrong voting for Mark Taylor. Very proud that he's my nephew, and I'll be very proud to watch him succeed on our behalf in Tallahassee.
Thank you so much, Uncle Joel. I really appreciate that, and it's been an honor to have you as a mentor growing up.
I love you, Mark.
Yeah, thank you, buddy.
Love you, Mark. You're headed for good things. You just keep doing it, son.
Thank you. Love you too, Uncle Joel. You have a good day.
You too.
Goodbye.
If you need anything, call me.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, family is important to me, and to have that kind of endorsement from a close family member, your family knows you best, and that's strong. One thing, 13 years ago, in 2000, I'd had it quite a week, and I was working at the time with Al Ingram over at Canal and Manzik, selling real estate. I was 19 years old, and was just loving life and loving real estate, but knew I wanted to move more into commercial real estate. And that day, Mr. Ingram and I talked about it, and I moved on and started over at Remax doing commercial. And I picked up a big office bill, ended up having to buy a new car to show property. It was quite a couple-day deal there. And actually on Friday, I bought my very first house, a little home down in East Hills, a duplex. And we closed that day at 2 o'clock. And that night, we went out with some friends to celebrate, purchasing the home. And out to the beach, came home about midnight, and actually came in. I found my dad dead in his chair that night, and it was quite a week. But the stuff that happened in the next few days in the funeral, my dad went bankrupt the year that I was born, and my mom raised us financially as a public school teacher, and times were always tight, money was something that we didn't have, it was something that I really longed after. I would have a lemonade stand on the corner of Lee's Way and Cherry Laurel, and make money as a second, third, fourth, fifth grader. And then I did yards as I got a little bit older. And then actually Uncle Joel, who we were just talking to, he had a dive shop, and I would deckhand on dive boats, during the summers. But money was just something I always kind of went after. But my dad had been there and done that. And even though he wasn't providing financially for our family, he was providing spiritually, and he led Bible studies all over Escambia and Santa Rosa County. And I didn't realize just the impact that he had on our community till after he had passed away. And at that funeral that was just right around the corner here, Waters and Hibbert, they literally had to move out other rooms to put chairs and move people in because so many people were there. And people would come up to me that morning and shake my hand and hug my neck and say that they had met my dad at a payphone or a checkout, or they were on parole and they were an alcoholic or a drug addict and separated from their wives, and the dad would mentor them and work with them. And now they were celebrating 25th wedding anniversaries and had been clean for a decade, and story after story after story. And I realized that a lot of my life, even though I served through Boy Scouts and through church and other things, it wasn't as passionate, as my dad had. And actually, that was the moment that I really turned my life into community service. And I actually continued with his Bible studies that he ran for the next year until other people stepped up to take them over. And I'd never worked so hard before in my life, and here I thought my dad didn't work that hard. And that's when we started World Changers, and when we really started doing a lot of stuff for the community. So there was just a lot of tipping points, and Uncle Joel's always been a rock for me, and it's just been a man that I could look up to and admire. And it's just very humbling to have such a great man endorse me in that way and have that much faith in me. He knows me better than people I just run into on the streets. I mean, we're blood, and it just really, really means a lot. This message is paid for and approved by Mark Taylor, a Republican for House of Representatives, District 2.